Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you, and today we are checking out Pentiment, which is the latest game coming from Obsidian Entertainment. Obsidian Entertainment, which if the name doesn't immediately ring a bell, some of the games they've worked on might, which is Fallout New Vegas is probably the one they are most heralded for. Their most recently released game before Pentiment is going to be Grounded, and then there is also The Outer Worlds, which is their like Fallout in space style game that were released a few years back. And so they have other projects in the works. Pentiment was one of them. They have a couple other here and there. The one that I'm most looking forward to that we've still seen nothing about is Avowed, which from what we could tell from the little bit of information that we've gotten from Obsidian of what Avowed is, it definitely looks like it's going to be their take on Skyrim, which sounds great. A lot of people really loved both The Outer Worlds and Fallout New Vegas because of Obsidian's style, but that's a different game and a different conversation. Today we are talking about Pentiment, which Pentiment, according to its Steam page, is step into the living illustrated world in a time when Europe is at a crossroads of great religious and political change. Walk in the footsteps of Andreas Mahler, a master artist who finds himself in the middle of murders, scandals, and intrigue in the Bavarian Alps. It's tagged with adventure, historical choices matter, and exploration. So, let's go. Cute. A little bit of kind of like Monkey Island vibes. What's going on in here? Oh. This, I mean, I realize they said illustrated, but this all looks hand-drawn. That was beautiful. Like, that was really, really beautiful. PC GamePass, you love to see it. Oh, man. Of course, I mean, of course it'd be on Game Pass. Obsidian is owned by Microsoft now, so, you know, that was already a given. So this is the extended showcase. A narrative adventure most unexpected from Obsidian Entertainment.
Pentiment is a narrative adventure game set in 16th century Bavaria, which is part of the Holy Roman Empire. You play a character named Andreas Mahler, who is an artist working at a Benedictine abbey. He gets involved in a series of murders and scandals and tries to unravel them over a period of about 25 years.
Wow.
In Pentiment, it is specifically referring to paintings in which there's an older painting underneath the painting that you see on the top. And if you scrape away the top layer, you see what was left behind. This has a bunch of significance. Obviously, you're playing a painter, but also it has a lot of significance to the idea of history kind of being covered and uncovered over time.
Neat. Very neat.
When I saw narrative-driven games with really distinctive art styles, I was inspired to make a historical game that focused on the unique art style of the early modern period that was really driven by the relationships between characters and the stories that played out over time. Hannah Kennedy was really integral to defining the art style of Pentiment, especially blending the late medieval illuminated manuscripts with the early modern woodcuts.
Yeah, so there's a lot of major points to solve and kind of marry between wanting this to be a true to the history, true to the
yeah, it's really, really well done in terms of looking from the times.
But also thinking about the types of games that were like what we imagined we wanted as far as a gameplay experience.
From the beginning, I knew that I wanted to portray a community that changed over time, which meant that characters are changing over time. That's really the focus of everything. The buildings do change, but really it's the characters where you see all the crazy stuff happen.
Kids that I had become attached to because it's a 4-year-old and we designed him to be a 4-year-old, and then they're getting married, and then I felt a weird like emotional reaction to that because I'm like, oh, baby's all grown up.
Cool.
I think the 16th century has always been really interesting to me because it was a time of such social upheaval in Europe. I think when we look at social change in the past, it seems like it's a thing that always happens outside of our time. But right now, I think we're maybe more aware than ever that social change is happening constantly, and people are always struggling with it. It's always a difficult process. And so I hope that by looking at people from the past, we can see that even though the setting might be different and the specific issues might be different, ultimately we always struggle with social change.
Looks great. Like, it's definitely not going to be a game that's for everybody, and I don't think it's necessarily meant to be, but I do think that it definitely feels like a game that a lot of people could get something from, even if they don't initially think that they could get something from it. And I really liked hearing them talk about their attachment to characters and watching them like grow up and stuff like that, because it's something that I definitely do a lot in both like stories, books, movies, and really heavily with video games, where I find myself immersed in a really strong story, is that I find myself with genuine attachment to characters that don't exist. And it's very interesting to like grapple with that, that you are personally, emotionally invested in somebody who doesn't exist at all, that you have no ability to genuinely do anything for, because their entire path has been laid out for them in lines of code. But that looks very enjoyable. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting and very fun experience that is going to be very, very unique in a lot of ways. The art style is really enjoyable, and I think they did a really fantastic job of making this game art direction look as though it is very, very much a product of the times in terms of taking from the art from that time period. I'm looking forward to it, and it's hard to not want to at least give it a shot when it's on Game Pass, because you know, there's a lot of people throw a lot of shade at Microsoft and Xbox for having no first-party games, and I think that is very fair and very valid criticism. But there are so many fantastic games that have been coming to Game Pass that are just such incredible value that continuously make the value of that monthly subscription worth it all the time. I just got done playing Signalis, and Signalis was like, it's only $20 on Steam, but you know, my Xbox Game Pass subscription is only $10 a month. And so even if Signalis was the only thing I played in that 1 month, which it wasn't, because we just played Deep Rock Galactic, which is a $30 game, you know, you get so much value out of it. And now, you know, regardless of what price Pentiment's going to be on a game store like Steam or the PlayStation Network or whatever, I'm going to get access to it through there, and I'm going to enjoy it. And if I put it down because I didn't enjoy it as much as I was hoping for, or if, you know, I just get distracted by other stuff, I don't have to feel bad because I didn't, you know, it's just part of that included subscription. So that's Pentiment. I love it a lot. I like a lot of what I'm seeing. I'm looking forward to more of it. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. You can put them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, 2 great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. Speaking of Discord, we have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream on Twitch, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.